What's up, YouTube? It's my 10th video of the channel. Give me a congratulations, a round of applause. But the topic for today is why I believe you should go to community college first. I want to dig right into it. When you go to community college first, it gives you a chance to understand what you want to do in life first without having like huge consequences behind it. I know a lot of people go to like 4-year universities and then they take a lot of classes for like 1 or 2 years, end up not liking it, changing their whole major. So you basically just wasted money because those classes cost a lot of money. They cost a lot of money, and why wouldn't you just go to a place like a community college where the classes are way cheaper and you can kind of feel out what you want to do in life without, you know, wasting money and putting yourself in a huge hole after graduation. So you go to a 4-year and a semester costs $5,000, or you could go to a community college and a semester costs $1,000, you know. And if you bullshit 2 semesters, that's $2,000 instead of going to a bigger school and bullshitting them, that's wasting $10,000. It's just a better financial move overall. And I know for me, I really figured out what I wanted to do like my junior year in college. I mean, I didn't end up switching because I was already in too deep, and I was also doing STEM, so I was going to be good after college regardless, like job-wise and money-wise. So I ended up not switching, but what I wanted to switch to, I just kind of like tailored my life towards that. And I even thought about going back and getting my MBA in it, maybe like 1 or 2 years after graduation. But it just gives you time to think about what you want to do, because a lot of 18-year-olds don't know what they want to do. Whether it's school, trade, you know, an influencer, you know, whatever it may be. A lot of 18-year-olds haven't made their decisions yet. They don't know what they want out of life. So it just gives you an extra cushion, an extra safeguard to feel stuff out and make a decision. I kind of already said this, but community college is way cheaper than a 4-year university. Like I said, you might be spending $5,000 to $10,000 a semester on tuition when you can go to a community college and have a semester be $2,000, $4,000 for the year. That also means you won't have to take out student loans, because you can probably just get a normal job and bankroll it throughout the semester. Or if you have grants or something like that, I mean, you're going to have way more than enough for a community college to pay that off. And it's just, like, once again, a better financial situation for yourself. And that kind of rolls into my next point of how the refund checks. If you have grants from the state or the federal government or merit-based grants, and they all hit for that one semester, I mean, you can make a lot of money. Well, not make, but you'll get a lot of money back in refunds. I know when I was in community college, I had merit-based grants, I had grants from the state, I had federal grants. I had a lot of grants, and my tuition was only like $2,500. So if I'm getting $8,000 worth of scholarships, I'm pocketing $6,000 a semester. You're basically getting paid to go to school, which is, I mean, crazy. And I know you don't even have to live that broke college life, because if you manage the money well enough, you got enough money for a decent apartment, a decent student apartment. You got money for groceries and like all your expenses like books and things of that nature. And you also have a lot of money for free, like free time, you know, parties, vacations. It's just way smarter overall, and you'll basically be getting paid to go to school damn near. And I mean, like I said, it's just a way better situation. And you can take this with a grain of salt, and it depends on who you ask. But me personally, I think that the classes are easier than 4-year schools, being that the classes are way smaller and you can get that intimate time with the teacher. You can ask the teacher the stupid questions that you may be asking, because it's 15 to 20 of y'all in the class like a high school. You can't do that at the big university because there's 200, 100, 300 people in the class, and you'll never get to talk to the professor. You'll just be talking to like the professor's assistant or like a student that already took the class and made an A in it or something like that. So you just overall can grasp the concepts a little bit easier at a community college because you have more opportunities to ask those dumb questions. And I also think that they're a little easier because a lot of, you know, older folks with kids and full-time jobs and things like that go to those schools as well. So, I mean, you can't, it's going to be hard for a 40-year-old to remember algebra once they've been out of high school for 25 plus years. And I also think it's way easier to get into those. Well, I don't think the classes can be debatable, but it's definitely way easier to get into community college because the restrictions or like the qualifications that you need are way reduced. So, I mean, just an example, it's not true. Just say LSU requires a 3.0 GPA and the community college in the same city requires a 2.0 or lower, or just prove that you can pay for the classes or whatever, or you might join the program and they teach you blah 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 and you can get in without even, you know, submitting a transcript or something like that. So it's easier class wise and it's easier to get in, which also helps you make a decision on what you want to do in life and stuff like that. My next point is that you could kind of get used to the college lifestyle without getting used to the college lifestyle. I mean that by you can kind of feel how classes are structured. They're going to be similar to a four-year university. You can kind of get that independence feel, like no one's waking you up to go to school. No one's, you know, hawking you down for assignments. Either you do it or you don't, and if you don't, you're wasting your own money and time. So you kind of just get adjusted to, you know, more of adulthood without the huge risk of losing a lot of money or whatever comes with the bigger universities when you don't do things and stuff like that. So not only do you get used to the college lifestyle, you can kind of grow as an adult. I want to say this, that 8 a.m. in college and 8 a.m. in high school is two totally different things. A lot of freshmen will be like, man, I took, you know, we started high school at 7, 8 a.m. It's no difference. It's going to be a huge difference once you get to college because you're an adult now, you have other responsibilities, you might have a job now, you might go out to parties late now. Like, no one's telling you to be home at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whenever your curfew is. You make your own decisions, and once you get that leeway, you're definitely going to take some slack of the leash or whatever saying you want to say in that. You're definitely going to take your extra free time and do things outside of work and school, like parties and get-togethers and clubs and stuff like that. So imagine doing that on a Tuesday and then having the class on a Wednesday at 8 a.m. Like, it's not the same. So don't do it, incoming freshman, but I definitely do think that it will kind of like slow roll you into getting into the college lifestyle and adulthood, and that's definitely a plus rather than going to a four-year university and fucking off and you're like, man, that semester was, well, that year was 15 grand down the toilet. My next point is when people say, oh, I'm going to miss the big college experience, I'm going to miss the parties, I'm going to miss this, I'm going to miss that. Why would I want to go to community college? Nothing goes on. 9 times out of 10, the community college in the city is going to be in the same city as a four-year university. For example, LSU, Baton Rouge. BRCC is in the same city, like 10 minutes away. You can still go on campus at LSU. You can still go to the parties at LSU. You can still go to the football games at LSU. You can pretty much go to like every LSU event because they're all kind of like public. Like, it's not gated off. Like, it's a public college. You can still experience and make friends at LSU, and it'll be just like you're going there. You'll just have an easier workload for the first 2 years with the college experience. I mean, I don't get that. And even if you don't have like a LSU in your city, you probably have a bigger 4-year, university 30, 40 minutes away from the campus. So it still doesn't matter. And on top of that, community colleges are 2 years. You can still, and you should hope, I will hope you want to, and you should transfer after 2 years to the bigger 4-year university. So not only can you experience it with a lighter workload and an easier workload and slow roll into it, you'll be there after 2 years once you finish the community college. I mean, that's what better is there? You don't have to go into crazy debt for the first 2 years. The classes are easier. It's easier to get in, and it kind of slow rolls you into the college lifestyle and adulthood. Like, why wouldn't anybody pick that? And another rebuttal to that is when people are like, I don't want people to know that I went to a community college. Once you transfer, and this is my last point, once you transfer to a 4-year university and you actually graduate from that 4-year university, you get the same degree as the people that stayed there for 4, 5, 6 years. It doesn't say 2-year degree from XYZ university. It's the same exact degree as everyone else. So if you really care about that, when you start getting jobs and, looking for stuff outside of college and your next steps in life, you can really just like delete that portion of your history and just say you got the 4-year degree from that school, honestly, because no one really cares after graduation. They just care about the piece of paper, and the piece of paper doesn't say you was at that school for 2 years. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna wrap this video up because I can definitely go on and on and on about community college versus 4-year universities. But in my opinion, and just to wrap everything up in a nice bow for you, you should definitely go to community college because it's cheaper, it's going to be easier, it's easier to get in, they're more flexible, the classes are smaller, and you'll look up after graduation and be like, man, I have less student loans or no student loans because I slow rolled myself into college, figured out what I wanted to do, and then I made a decision. And you'll be way, way better off in life after. But I want to thank you guys for watching my videos and liking my reels and sharing my reels. I appreciate it. I plan on dropping another video Monday. I want you guys to comment what my next topic should be, and then we can go from there. Peace.